What's up, everybody? This is Zach here with Nerd K Plus, and today is February 13th, 2018. I hope I got the date right.
No, you did.
Good. I got the date right. I nailed it. If you're joining us for the first time ever, this is Nerd K Plus. I'm joined along with the ever-rotating chair.
Allie.
You're not a rotating chair.
No, I'm a rotating chair. I just spin.
You just spin. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday, we come to you with all the nerdy video game news that you need to know. From video game news, breaking news, to releases, to what we've been playing, all of that good stuff. If you like the live stream, you can check it out on Facebook and YouTube. If you like it on the replay, you can check it on YouTube with the nice title cards and everything. And if you like audio versions, you can go over to podcast services around the globe and check it out there. Just look under Nerd Cave Plus.
I love me some podcasts.
I do too. I listened to it the other day. I listened to myself, not as an egotistical
thing. But it's
thing.
kind of like a, what can I do to make it better? Does it sound okay? Like,
yeah,
like that.
It was that, and got some things that I want to improve. So, it is what it is. So we hope that you're ready for some video game news. But before we do that, you can check out all of our awesome content with our sponsor, patreon.com/nerdcave. So you can check them out there. And they sponsor us because it is us. Because you sponsor us. See what I mean there? Ha-ha. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Now, something that is on Patreon that's exclusive for a week.
Oh, yeah.
is the first episode, a two-parter episode.
Two-parter. It was a big one.
Of Nerd Caves and Dragons.
Yep.
Me and Amy watched episode 1 last night.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so happy. What you guys
good.
think?
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yay, I'm
Me
so
and Robbie
happy.
talked over you way too much.
It happens. You guys were a lot better about it the second episode.
Yeah, the
not
second
not
episode
part
was-
not episode 1, part 2. The second episode,
Yeah,
which
the
will
second
come
episode.
out next week.
Next week, yeah.
For the
Patreon.
Patreons.
But everybody else will get Nerd Caves and Dragons on the 19th, which is also our community play date, game night, game day.
Yes.
Yes. I used to call them play dates, but
Yes.
I was like, it's now called game days, nights.
Game days.
Yeah, we're going to like 1 to 3, something like
Okay.
that.
I wish I could be there, but unfortunately I have class during that time.
Oh, you don't get off for that day?
Wait, what is
It's
that?
President's Day.
I don't know. I'll have to check my schedule. I might actually be off.
Yeah. Right now we have a poll up for what we're going to play. I think right now Friday the 13th is actually in the lead.
Really?
Which I was surprised by. I thought PUBG would definitely like take a head, and then I think Mario Kart 8 is actually like one of the ones. So it's very interesting. Like
I would love to play Mario Kart 8, except apparently Nintendo hates me. Remember that time like we tried to play it, and like I would not let me join.
Not let you play it.
It let me join one time, and then like it
and
kicked me
you
out.
halfway through the
Yeah, it kicked me out.
the
And I think
tournament.
I was in the lead when it kicked me out.
you are.
And then they were just like, "What? No, a girl, she can't win. Kick her immediately." And I'm like, "What? No, I want to play."
I refused to kick you. I was going to kick you because Nintendo was telling me to, but I don't kneel to anyone.
Nope.
I don't know what that meant, but like I'm no servant to anyone. But you can check out Nerd Caves and Dragons. It was a lot of fun. Like just hearing, like I want to watch. I think I might watch part 2 tonight, just because like all the little things that I didn't catch. Like anytime I talk, apparently as Pandarax, Amy has like this like.
Yeah, like she looks so done. It's so funny. Like I love the dynamic that ended up being established, where it's like there's these two dunces with her, and she's just like, I'm just trying to get my cousin back.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I wasn't planning this, and I guess it just worked out this way. She was like, as it went on, she's like, especially in the second episode, Pandarax has become more like Drax the Destroyer from Guardians.
Oh yeah, he totally.
was like-
I didn't even think about that.
I was like, I wasn't planning on that, but whatever. I'll go.
yeah,
with
he became like a total just walking joke.
it. Yeah, pretty much.
I really like I mean, we'll get into the actual. I mean, this is technically gaming.
Yeah, it's tabletop gaming.
Yeah. I'm really excited for the second episode to come out, just because like the second session we did, I think went a lot smoother.
So, are you going to do 2 parts for that one as well, or is that going to be 3?
No,
that would be
it'll
episode
be episode 2 and then episode 3. Blah,
Okay,
blah, blah.
okay.
I just because I didn't want to split up that one into like 2 separate
because
episodes.
it was its own like kind of thing. It was like before we even got to the first town.
Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there as well, and also
Mm-hmm.
by doing that, it'll allow us to have more episodes before the season's over. So
Yeah, because it's supposed to be an 8-episode run, but
my guess is that it'll be whatever we get done.
yeah,
And then it'll come back later.
yeah, it'll come back later. So everybody, we record this live, but we record it as a polished podcast. So if you're in the chat right now, we won't answer you. I'm sorry, but you can go over to nerdcavenetwork.com/NCP and get your questions answered on the show. And if we mess something up, you can also go to that same Google form. It sends you to a Google form, and you can put your corrections if we got something wrong. You know, there's always a chance that we'll get something wrong, but, you know, we try to minimize that as possible, as much as possible. You can put that as there as well. And if you have any kind of feedback, like Allie, you know, unwrapping things near a microphone.
It's far away.
If you have any feedback or suggestions for any kind of segments, you can put it there as well. So, without any further ado, I bid you adieu. I'm just kidding. Let's jump into the news. I named this a segment. Derek Daniel did not like my name because I called it the Derek Daniel Extravaganza.
Why didn't you like it?
He didn't think it had like any kind of like, what is the extravaganza for? What does it mean?
It's because it's like all the stuff he sent.
I know. That's what I thought as well. He didn't care for it. I'm calling him out on air and everything because Derek does send all the articles and everything. He curates for me. So I'm going to call it the Derek Daniel wishes he could defeat me in microtransaction battles segment. I don't know what that means, but we'll keep working on the title.
I know that you also, like, you guys tied in that debate.
Shh. Metroid Prime 4 reportedly in development, and Bandai Namco. There's still no official confirmation. Just reportedly. This is a rumor.
Well, it's because, like, the second they actually, like, confirm it, then there's going to be a bunch of hype, and then, like, the time it takes for it to actually come out, then, like, that's a really long drag, so until they, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bandai Namco is rumored to be working on Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch, according to reports. Earlier, actually, it was last week, Bandai Namco was reported to be working on Ridge Racer 8 and an unannounced first-person shooter game, both of which are Switch exclusives, according to the resume of a Bandai Namco developer on LinkedIn. I wish people, like, I was talking to Amy last night about this. LinkedIn, like, it's like this whole, like, professional type thing and all of that. Like, if you're looking for some video game, like, news, some leaks and all of that, it's usually LinkedIn. Like, that's where a lot of stuff comes from, actually.
Yeah, because
Developers
people are they're gonna have their resumes and stuff on
Yeah,
there.
they're always updating their resume, and that's where it gets leaked.
Yeah, like that's kind of how I guess you could say it got leaked that they were starting to work on Dragon Age 4.
Because voice actors
Yeah,
were putting stuff on there.
Yeah, they were putting out stuff for voice actors, and voice actors were sending in their resume, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, they're starting!" And BioWare was like, "We didn't think this through."
No, they didn't.
But I mean, like, people knew they were working on it anyway.
Yeah.
So
And there you go. That's what it's. Don't do that. You know.
no, keep doing it, please.
Developers, put your people in line. Eurogamer reports the rumor the game is in development at Bandai Namco has been verified by its sources, although the studio has made no official confirmation on this matter. Metro Prime 4 is apparently being worked on Bandai Namco Studios Singapore, which Eurogamer says is the lead studio on the game in collaboration with Nintendo. The game was confirmed as being in development since E3 last year, when Nintendo said a talented new development team was handling the project. The first-person adventure was pegged for a release beyond 2017. Now, what this doesn't talk about is this company. You look like you have no arms for the audio listeners there. What this company is, they actually have some people that worked on Star Wars 1313 on the team and one other game. So, looking at the footage of Star Wars 1313, did you ever watch it?
I don't think so.
It looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. if that is the kind of quality we're getting with Metroid Prime 4, it is going to be amazing.
Yeah, because again, like I said, I don't recall ever seeing that, but my guess is that because Metroid is such a beloved series and everything, I would be shocked if they didn't try to make it incredibly polished, incredibly clean, and just a product that people would really enjoy.
Yeah. And what gets me is, and I'll step a little bit past this article and everything. Yes, Metroid Prime is a beloved franchise. Metroid Prime does not sell as well as people think. Zelda is the same thing. Zelda doesn't sell as well as people would think.
Yeah, it is true.
Now, it's exciting because this is a possibility to get new people into this franchise, and the attach rate on the Switch is so high compared to the previous Nintendo consoles. This would be a perfect place for this. I'm excited because I've only played like demos at like Walmart of like Metroid Prime when that first started coming out, because I wasn't a Nintendo kid at any point in time until recently. I had, my Game Boys and all that, but like main consoles I wasn't. So I'm excited. I really, if I was them, I wouldn't be making a Metroid Prime 4. I'd be rebooting the franchise to get more people in, because the third one came, I want to say, on the GameCube, or might have been on the Wii. I can't remember exactly where.
I don't
Metroid
remember.
Prime 3.
I think that's the one I played, because I've only played one game, and it was with a friend. I think that was the one that I played, but I don't remember.
And then we had Other M, which a lot of people didn't really like. But for me, I'm hoping that it's a retelling or a rebooting or something. So lose the 4, make it, Metroid Prime or something like that. Because, like, if you're putting a number on it, that kind of, like, segregates out new people coming into it.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing a good job of, like, really explaining what's going on in the world.
That's true.
Like, Origins did a fantastic job of
good stuff.
Bringing new people in.
And I think I feel like a lot of people probably got into Breath of the Wild as well. Because like that's a good thing about Zelda, like the Zelda franchise, is that because all the games, like, they're not in chronological order. Like Skyward Sword is technically the first game in the timeline.
Yeah.
And then there's like 4 or 5 different timelines that happen after Ocarina of Time. It's convoluted.
Silly.
It's convoluted.
I want to say silly.
And I don't care what anyone else says. It's in the Twilight Princess timeline. Okay, let's go. Thank you. Like, he literally says, like, and then, like, the hero of Twilight or something like that. I'm like, okay, it's the Twilight period. Like, but what about this outfit? It means that it's in this timeline. I'm like, the outfits are they're just there. They're just there. Anyway. Don't get me started. But yeah, like, since Breath of the Wild, like, there's not, like, except for, like, the first 2 or 3 games, it's not, Zelda 4 or 5, it's Zelda this, Zelda that.
Yeah, it's never
easier to get
on
into.
it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because, like, with Mario, there's been a much more clear kind of, like, timeline, but none of them really, like,
I mean, the timeline
connect together.
Yeah,
like,
the thing is, like,
pretty much
timeline
the same
in Mario.
story
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter in
But
Mario.
Odyssey, I think, is the best Mario
I still
ever.
need to play it.
Best Mario ever. Come and fight me if you have a different opinion.
You would all. I'm pretty sure Amy has said this too, but you would really like Super Mario Galaxy.
I don't have a Wii, so
I will let you borrow my Wii.
okay, sure, we'll do it. I'm fine with that.
It's a super fun game. I love it.
I've only heard good things about it.
It's very good.
You know what other good things there are? Friday the 13th game. Friday the 13th, the game. There should be the game after that.
It should either be Friday the 13th, the game, or the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah. Well, the title is Friday the 13th.
I know, but it's like
game.
the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, there should be a comma or something. Whatever. Is introducing new single-player challenges. I'm excited because I love me some Friday the 13th, the game.
The game.
After a
The
less
movie.
than stellar release, Friday the 13th has slowly been making amends by adding new content, characters, modes, and more. The latest content is a new set of single-player challenges, which should offer players looking for something to do between matches something to do. Who wrote this? I'm gonna find
I was going to say that right there is writing.
Yes. Publishers Gun Media showed off a trailer giving us a taste of what the challenges have to offer. In the simple challenges, players as Jason have to murder two stranded teenagers who are repairing their car. Considering the methodical pace at which the person player approached the situation, it's likely that objective includes not being seen. It could also be a bonus. This writing, I'm sorry, is bad.
You started talking, I zoned out. I heard something about a car maybe blowing up, some friends, and that was it.
Okay, I'm going to skip reading the rest of that because that is some bad writing.
Basically, they get in some cool new challenges. It's something fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're putting single player in there because they've slowly been improving the servers. Their servers are still crap. The last time I played, which has been a few months, okay? I love the game, but the servers are crap.
Yeah.
Having the single player, it will help introduce people into the concepts because there's no tutorial.
Oh, that's fun.
There's none of that. It's just like, poof, you're in the game.
Hey,
survive.
have fun. Bye.
Yeah, and then you have like somebody that's like OP, Jason
OP.
or whatever, and it's coming to murder you. Murder your face.
And then you get frustrated because you don't know what you're doing, and then you get discouraged, and you're like, I don't want to play this anymore.
And then you die a bunch, and then you get good.
That too. I should have got. Actually, yeah. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic. Because this was just my pajama shirt. I've been doing very productive things all day.
Yes,
and then I just grabbed my Lucio hat, and I got here, and I was like, oh, well, just Overwatch it up. But my shirt, it says, "Get good or get wrecked." So, yep.
On that one.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
And then I have another Dark Souls shirt, and it's like the "Get good, Jim. If you're not dying." If you ain't dying, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
I love that shirt.
I'm loving that they're doing this. It's making people have more reason to go back. And again, we might be playing Friday the 13th for the game day, so I'm excited. Now, some heartbreaking news for some people, and for others, it's everywhere, so you can play it on your phone already now.
I saw this and I was like, I don't care. I guess some people do.
If you're a Switch owner and you're wanting Hearthstone,
why?
You're not getting it.
Why?
Blizzard has confirmed. Hold on to your mug. We got some bad news. Hearthstone. Yeah, there we go. Has been rousing success for Blizzard. With the game rolling on mobile platforms back in 2015, the company raised its hopes for a Nintendo Switch version in 2016 with an ambiguous tweet, but never confirmed whether they would see the digital card game make its way to the console. Despite Switch being a perfect home for Hearthstone, thanks to its touchscreen, upcoming paid online service, and portability, we finally have had a clear answer, and it's a great big old no. Power Up Gaming spoke to the game designer Dean Ayla and asked whether they would see Hearthstone on the Switch. There are no plans to move Hearthstone to the Nintendo Switch. So there you go.
I saw this and I was like, I didn't even know people wanted it on the Switch.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you are going to. You've got it on so many different things. You can play it on PC. You can play it on Mac. You can play it on your phone.
One thing is, like, if you play it on your phone, then, like, who cares?
Yeah. If you're looking for that on the Switch, you've got other games that you can play on the Switch that are much, much, like, will use the actual, like, console in the right way, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You know, would it sell some? It's a free game, right? It's a free game, yeah. It's a free-to-play game, and then you buy, like, gold or whatever. And it's got microtransactions.
Probably.
Yeah, I've played it before, so.
I've never played it.
I have. I was not good. Speaking of Nintendo is looking to extend the normal console life cycle with the Switch.
I thought you were gonna say, speaking of not good, and I was like, oh.
No. Nintendo is enjoying a wave of success with the Switch, drowning out the tepid reception of the Wii U, which the Switch has already outsold. We discussed that on this very podcast in the last few episodes. Just 10 months after its life cycle, at the company's investor call, director and creative lead Shigeru Miyamoto, if y'all know who that is, outlined plans for the console, which are ambitious to say at the least. Miyamoto seems to be confident that the usual console lifecycle of 5 to 6 years is something that Nintendo can prolong for the Switch. And he says, Nintendo also has a system in place whereby the software developers focus on these hardware features in their development efforts for the continuation of the Nintendo Switch business. Up until now, the hardware life cycle has trended at around 5 or 6 years, but it would be very interesting if we could prolong that life cycle, and I think we should be looking forward to that. Miyamoto also touched on plans for their marketing strategy to instill a desire to purchase Nintendo Switch among a wide consumer base all around the world, citing the portability of the console as its biggest attraction. Our ultimate ambition is for the Nintendo Switch to be owned not just by every family, but by every single person.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. If consumers come to take it for granted that everybody has a Nintendo Switch, then we can create new and very Nintendo genres of play. The Nintendo Switch can have a life apart from the smart devices and other video game systems. Expanding the Nintendo Switch world this way is a means of eliminating risk.
That's fair, I guess. Incredibly ambitious, but
yeah, and this is where I talked about this in the previous episode. Nintendo Switch is fixing to, in the next 2 years, like they've got a lot of good things going on right now. If they can make this year happen, like with good releases and everything, they will stay strong. It's kind of like right now, it's like, oh, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
yeah.
If they do it, that's awesome. The next year, they've got to come out again strong. By that third year, PlayStation and Xbox will already have started announcing or teasing their new consoles.
Yeah.
Once that happens, once those new consoles come out, the Switch is already underpowered compared to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. That happens, it's going to be tremendously underpowered, and third-party support, not just Nindies, I'm talking about like true third-party support, like AAA party support, is going to become even harder. Like we've already seen Bethesda make concessions to make games run on the Switch, like Doom. But at that point in time, it's going to pretty much they're going to have teams to make games just for the Switch.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out with a lot more like Nintendo exclusives. Like the only thing I could think of is like do another Zelda game, but they're not going to make another Zelda game that soon.
No, and it took forever to make this Zelda game.
Yes,
and
it
took
did.
a very long time to make Mario.
Yeah.
And like if you look at the life cycles of the previous, generations and everything, like we didn't see a Zelda on the Wii U.
No, we did not. And that's because
until
the Wii
Breath
U
of the Wild
didn't need a Zelda.
Yeah, until Breath of the Wild because it was coming out on the
because
Switch.
the last one before that was Skyward Sword.
And then Mario, you've never seen Nintendo put out Mario and Zelda at the same time.
No.
You've always seen it's like a 1 to 2 to 3 year gap between each of one of those.
Except for this past year because it was Breath of the Wild and then...
Yeah, I'm saying like this is the first time we've ever seen them
Okay,
put
I see. Okay.
both of their main people out
And that's
there.
because they were like, they had to come out strong because it was a new console.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be curious to see how they do that. They're going to definitely need to have third-party investment into the platform.
I hope they can though. Like I love the Switch. Unfortunately, like I don't use it all that much just because I don't have that many games for it.
Yeah.
Which is that's on me. Like there's plenty of games I want to get for it, but it's.
Yeah, me and Amy's been playing something, but we'll talk about that close to the end of the show. And of course, my mother would call me while I podcast.
I started doing the ooh, and then I was like, it reminded me of Beetle, and then it from Zelda, the merchant dude.
Oh yeah.
But because the first time I met Beetle was he has Skyward Sword. He's in Skyward Sword. I think he's in Wind Waker and he's in Breath of the Wild. I'm like 90% sure he's in Skyward Sword. So I think he has like a floating like shop that you have to like climb up a rope to get to, and he's like, "Hi there." But anyway, like I started doing the voice, but then it reminded me of was it Barthen the hello?
Barthen the traitor.
It's not a traitor.
No, like a traitor.
Traitor. I thought you were saying like traitor, and I was like, it's not a traitor.
You know who is a traitor? Activision Blizzard has made $4 billion from microtransactions in 2017.
Who surprised no one?
Telling y'all, Telling y'all. Activision Blizzard, in its latest earnings report, reveals the company in 2017 received $4 billion in revenue from in-game net bookings or microtransactions. In its quarterly and annual reports, the money is accumulated from various content such as in-app purchases, DLCs, sales, and loot boxes. Analyst Daniel Ahmad tweeted about half of that revenue came from King, the company behind Candy Crush, while the rest of it is from various properties, including content from Call of Duty, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and etc. And Destiny probably in there, but Destiny's bleeding users like nobody's business right now.
Yeah, I haven't played Destiny in a while. The last time I played Destiny was while they were doing their special winter event, which was cool. It looked really pretty, but I didn't. Yeah, that's the last time I played it.
Yeah, I haven't played Destiny forever. This is clear writing on the wall that we're not going to see these big companies get away from microtransactions. And pushing them, they got a slap on the wrist from EA doing the whole Star Wars thing, and actually Hawaii is looking into legislation in there. Like, there's been an update on it. It's not in the news thing. There's been an update on it that they're looking into at least a state legislation on that. So
good for them.
I'm glad.
I know I'm definitely part of that monetary thing for Overwatch.
I'm not. I've never bought microtransactions. I bought DLC.
I bought DLC. I've done the most microtransactions I've ever done is Overwatch, but that's because I see it, I'm like, this is the equivalent of me buying a drink at Starbucks I don't need. Whatever, sure.
No. You're not getting my money. You'll never get my money.
I'll do what I want.
You'll never get my money.
As long as 12-year-olds aren't doing it, then I don't care.
You'll never get my money. Sea of Thieves will add microtransactions around 3 months after release. Sea of Thieves will launch without microtransactions, but will add them in the first major content update, planned around 3 months after release. But they will be for cosmetic rewards only and won't feature loot boxes. Well, at least they don't have loot boxes.
I'm good with that.
During a visit to Rare, executive producer Joe, whatever.
What? Let me see it.
Neat.
Probably neat.
Told IGN, our focus at launch is on a great game experience. When we deliver the first major update, that's when we'll turn on the ability for players to spend money optionally. We thought long and hard about what's right for our game experience, and the key thing we think is that it has to add to the fun, social nature of the game. So anything in this area will not impact the power of progression, and you'll always know what you're getting. So that means no loot crates.
They're taking the WoW route on that one.
Yeah,
which is good.
And I would rather. I'm not saying that I'm fine with this. I would rather that approach than loot boxes.
No, I agree. Loot boxes are infuriating, especially if you, even if it's not something you bought, like an Overwatch, you level up, you get a loot box, and then it's I'm gonna get it. And it's just you just see silver and blue, and you're like, no.
Yeah, and it's they're just increasing the odds of them making more money off of you. And I just have a problem with that because, and this is not in the report. I was watching Jim Sterling. He did a video today. He did a video yesterday as well about the $60 video game and how everything is turning into live services. They're not calling it game services anymore. They're calling it live services now.
Well, because most games are live.
And this was very interesting, and he made the point where, because they're making more money off of their microtransactions than they are actually selling the game, he made the point of giving the game away for free. He was like, give the game away for free. He was like, you would receive much less backlash than this point of entry.
Giving away for free is a pipe dream, but I think that lowering the price is definitely the way to go.
Yeah.
They won't, but they should.
They keep complaining it costs so much money, this, that, and the other. And you look at it, it's because of their own fault. Like game developer, like publishers and all, it's their own fault because they're like, oh, well, they want more graphical things that'll sell more consoles, that'll sell more of this, that'll sell that, and this, that, and the other. They want this, they want larger games, when they want open more games. So we got to add more to the team and all of that. That's their decision. It's not the consumer's decision.
It's not, but it is fueled by consumer decisions.
Yes, but at that point, they're like putting like all the blame, if you will, onto the consumer. Like, you are making the cost of this game go up. It's like, you're making the game. You get to decide what the game is.
No, yeah, I totally see that. Yeah, there's definitely like you got like there's evil on both sides, if you want to say it like that. Where it's they are in charge of making the game. They are the ones who are actually spending the money, making out, like, giving the cost, but at the same time, it is what consumers are demanding. Mm-hmm.
So he makes the point of having the games, because they're a freemium economy right now. Like, you are paying for a free-to-play game, pretty much. So you're in a freemium economy right now. So give the game away for free, and you won't get as much flack for this. And like you'll be making your money on the microtransactions.
Yeah, no, like people would be spending a lot more money on microtransactions if they didn't actually have to buy the game.
Yeah. For me, I'd rather pay the $60 and get the full game, and that's not going to happen in this day and age, because you see with Take-Two and Activision and all of EA and all of this, like, majority of their revenue is coming from microtransactions. So
sure.
That's a big thing. But what I was going to get to is Ubisoft did a presentation, and they made this presentation that games, like making video games, is a thing of the past. That they're going to move to live services and not actually make games.
It's like I understand what they're saying. Like, they are still making games. But on the one hand, it sounds sketchy, but on the other hand, it is like, this is, I guess, if you want to say playing devil's advocate, it actually is kind of like hopeful. Like, it's kind of hear me out.
I'm hearing.
Because it's kind of like, it's a step in what people are like, the I guess, like, the utopia of what people want or kind of expect games to be, like the whole, like, with what is it, Ready Player One, the new movie that's coming out whenever that is.
Sure.
It's the video game movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because it's like that VR experience, a live server experience, if you want to call it that. So, like, by them saying we're not making games, like, no, you're still making games, you're just not calling it that. Yeah. But what they're saying is that they're moving to just completely, like, live multiplayer games.
Well, what gets me is, like, they're cutting their cost but increasing our cost. That's my problem.
Oh, no. Yeah, like, I'm not saying it's like I'm not saying that they're doing it well. I'm just saying, like, the fact that video game developers are trying to move more in a direction of, and like, we are seeing an uptick in VR stuff. The fact that they're trying to, like, make it all, like,
yeah, but VR right now is still experiences, and VR isn't live services.
No.
More of, like, the traditional type games.
No, I completely agree. The money stuff, not good, but the development of it is a step in the right direction in a sense.
Yeah. I'll put the links to both of those videos of Jim Sterling so everybody can watch them.
But the thing is that also, since it's Ubisoft, it sucks. As much as I love Ubisoft. Like,
I
adore Ubisoft, but at the same time,
it's all about money. Yeah. It's all about money.
Yeah, that's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
Or that's where lies the problem.
Yeah, and that's where my thing is, like, I don't like being nickel and dime. If I'm going to buy something, I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Jim does a really awesome job. Shout out to Jim Sterling. If you don't check out his YouTube channel, it does have some vulgarities in it, which I don't necessarily care for, but he is really good at what he does. He is a really good pundit on, like, video game stuff. So, and he's British. So, and he wrestles every now and then.
Do you want to tell me more about your man crush?
Sure. He's pretty cool. I like him. Sea of Thieves is so long away. Such a long, long time away.
When does it come out?
I don't know.
Cause I was gonna say, like, I know that, like, there's some, like, YouTubers and stuff who already have
The beta's been out. The alpha's been out.
Oh, okay.
But the real release, it's such a long.
Is it
way.
like not till like next year or something?
It's this year, sometime this year, but it's too far away. We need something that's right now. We need something that's right now. We'll lead it home here.
It wasn't until like the very end. I was like, I didn't think it was that long from now, and then I was like, I see.
It's the bit. It's the bit.
But I'm telling you, like, we gotta have flashcards that say it's the bit. It's the bit.
I just like flashed my iPad at you. For the game releases for yesterday, we'll talk about yesterday if you don't know it. For February 12th, Elder Scrolls Online, Dragon Bones DLC, PC and Mac. Man. If Pandarax was around, he'd be triggered right now because it was Dragon mentioned, so I was putting that back out there.
I'm curious to get into like the backstory. Like, is there like, did you really like put like a dragon attack in his backstory or something?
Maybe I did. Maybe I put time into my character.
No, I'm glad you did. That's what I want from you guys. You know.
Yeah. That's why Pandarax is the best.
Okay.
The killer, like just I'm counting my kills. Anyway, for February 13th, Crossing Souls for the PS4, PC, and Mac. There's a bunch, so just strap in. If something catches your fancy, look it up. CubeWorks for PSVR. I love seeing a PSVR game come out. Dynasty Warriors 9 for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Apparently, that game is not as good as it should be. That's all I've heard. I can't go into much more. The Fall Apart 2 Unbound, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, Macs, and Linux. Kingdom Come Deliverance for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. I'm actually really curious about this game because it's like Dark Souls, but it is more, not Dark Souls. It's kind of like For Honor, but it's more realistic than For Honor. Like it's like actually like you have to like parry and block. And like it's much more, and like your armor actually weighs you down. Very interesting stuff.
Good stuff. Boy, plug your iPad in.
Huh? It's right here. I can't plug it in right now. Knockout League for PlayStation VR, Rift, and Vive. The longest 5 minutes. Switch, Vita, and PC. I wonder if it takes you 5 minutes to actually beat the game.
What is the game called again?
The longest 5 minutes.
I bet it's one of those, like, the actual level takes 5 minutes, or the game itself is only a 5-minute thing, but if it's, like, since it's so hard, it only, like, goes, like, it's hard.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I can't talk tonight.
Longest 5 minutes. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Mahogna Carnival. Mahogna? People, name your games something that people can say. Monster Energy Supercross for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I'm assuming that is a motorcycle racing because Supercross is what like motorcycle, like dirt bike racing is called. But Monster Energy, like Monster sponsored the game or like put money to it.
That's so funny.
Owl Boy, like as in hoot hoot, like an owl. Not like Owl Boy.
Yeah, I was like, Owl Boy. What's that?
Owl Boy
Owl
for
Boy.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch. Pinstripe for PlayStation 4.
I love Pinstripe.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Clearly it is. What is it about?
It's this really cool. It's very like it's that kind of like.
It's pinstripes.
No, again, I can't talk today.
You can. You can. I believe in you.
It's like it's kind of like a side scroller type, like Limbo.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more color in it, but
I would hope so. Limbo only had 2 colors.
True. But it's like there's this guy, like he's on a train and his daughter gets taken by this guy named Pinstripe or whatever, and like you're trying to get your daughter back. But it's really cool. Like it's really weird. The first time I watched it, it was Game Grumps because one of the guys, it was like one of the guys who works there, it was his friend helped make it or something. So like they got to play it early. It was really, really cool. Like I was interested to see more of it. So yay!
It's on PS4 now. Pop-up Pilgrims for PlayStation VR. Just popping up them pilgrims.
Pop, pop, pop.
Chronology. Yeah, whatever.
Wait, let me see.
It's
Chronology.
whatever. For 3DS.
Probably.
Satchet. For PlayStation 4. South Park, the Stick of Truth. The Stick of Truth. Doesn't have anything. I guess that's PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I reported on that last week that it's going to be coming to them now. Like,
I thought it already was.
Well, if you pre-ordered the
last one, the fractured.
Yeah, the fractured butthole. Like, you got a download code for those, but this is like where you can actually buy it.
I thought that
individually.
it already was on.
Well, it was on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, so this is the first time that you can get it without it.
I see.
It says standalone under that. I got you, Derek. I see you now. Sprint Vector PSVR. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege Advanced Edition, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. True Fear, Forsaken Souls Part 1, PlayStation 4. Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap Physical Edition.
Wonder Boy.
PlayStation 4, Switch. Wonder Boy. Do you know the Tenacious D song? What is the secret of your powers?
Oh, okay.
Wonder Boy. Okay, sorry. Tomorrow, February 14th, Fire Emblem Warriors Shadow Dragon DLC pack for Switch 3DS. Guilt Battle Arena for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. The Legend of Heroes Tales of the Cold Steel 2, PC. Slice, Dice, and Rice, PS4.
Yep.
The Story Goes On, Xbox One, PC. As we have made this a segment of the show, me reading out these names, the more I want to just like find these developers and be like, let me fix your title.
Yeah, there's some not super great titles out there.
Let me fix your title.
I want to see if I can find like the worst video game title.
You know what I mean? Like, let me fix your title and it'll all be good. So we're closing in on the end of the show, and I moved this segment to the end of the show to make the show flow better. Because I was talking to old Derek Daniel. I was like, give me some suggestions.
He was like, hey, do it like this.
No, he was like, it just kind of ends after the releases.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So what have you been playing?
Overwatch.
Overwatch?
Again, I didn't plan to be wearing all this
Is the Year of the Dog event started?
Yes, it started last Thursday.
Mm-hmm. How is it?
It's really fun. Like, they brought Capture the Flag was kind of like a rotating.
And they updated it because now
there's a competitive mode for it. Which
and
I haven't played it.
To it. There's like you can't draw anymore. It goes to a sudden death match.
Oh. I see. I was like, my brain was not computing that. I was like, it was like loading.
Yes, and if you have
true.
a character that has move abilities, like if you use those move abilities, it drops the flag.
Really?
Yes. Because it's unfair to everybody if your character has move abilities.
But that's how you win.
It's not how you win anymore.
Yeah. I'm curious if that's only in competitive mode.
I don't know. I just read the report. You seem like I kept saying the things that I knew. That's all I know. So
no. I mean, it's very. I knew that they made some changes. And I know that competitive is a little differently because I think in competitive, like you automatically pick up the flag. Like you don't have to like sit there and like grab it. You just like you pick it up and you go. That could be totally not true. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
The pickup time is quicker now as well.
Well, but I'm saying like in competitive, it's like there's no pickup time. Like you go over the flag and you have it. Mm-hmm. But that I saw like a video on Instagram. It could have been.
I'm not sure. I know they said that the pickup time is quicker.
It definitely is quicker.
I know, like when it's like the sudden death mode, like both flags are put in the middle of the map.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I really only played the Capture the Flag. Played it like 1 or 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
Because they added a new map exclusively for Capture the Flag. It's a really, really cool map. It's in Thailand. Yeah. It's called, what's it called? It's I'll look it up. But it's really cool. It's really, really pretty. And they added a bunch of new skins. Mm-hmm. And 4 of them are like they correspond to different elements.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
Mercy's skin, it's called like Juke or something like that. Anyway, it means phoenix. Zarya is I think it's something about like tortoise, or anyway, hers is earth. Who are the I believe Genji's is water, and he has like a really cool like kind of thing. And then Farah, whatever, has air. I just unlocked Mercy skin. I got in like the second. I didn't buy it. It was like the second loot box I earned. I was like, yay! And then I just got Farah's earlier today. And I was like, yay! And because like they also have like glowing symbols of like the animal that represents whatever.
Yeah.
It is. There were a couple other new skins. Like McCree got a new skin, and like, it was cool, but it doesn't have a special glowy thing on it.
Yeah.
But they also added like a new highlight intro from McCree where he's smoking a cigarette and he's like, I don't want this anymore. And he like tosses it and it like lights up like boxes of fireworks.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. So yeah, they added a bunch of little stuff here and there. But it's been fun. I'm having a lot of fun. And then
the Fire Nation comes.
I mean, yeah, because I'm a Mercy main, so it's like I just send the Phoenix and I'm like, hello, accept your healing.
That doesn't sound like I want to be healed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, the way some people run away from you certainly gives that impression. They're like, I need healing, as they say, as they're like running into the enemy line, and I'm like, I can't help you, man. But yeah, I was playing Overwatch. I was playing some free-for-all deathmatch earlier. As Moira. She's like my favorite one to play in deathmatch now because like she can do so much damage. It's great.
I don't know that one.
She's the newest They're the newest character that they added. She's Irish and she's a support character, and she can send out these orbs that can either do damage or heal. And then she can also like drain out life, and like the way they balanced her is actually really cool. Like, so in one hand she can send out like she can send out healing stuff, and in the other hand she like drains the life, and you have a bar on the side that like it'll pop up that like so you can only heal so much. You can damage infinitely, but you can only heal so much, and you have to wait for the bar to recharge. And the way you can do it, it will recharge over time very slowly, but whenever you do damage, it recharges much quicker. So it's like you heal and you have to go kill someone, and then you can heal them again. Then you heal. So it's they made it as an incentive to actually have people like going out there healing and doing damage.
Yeah.
And then her ultimate is that she sends out this. It's called Coalescence. She sends like this huge beam that's like spiraling yellow and purple, which is like healing damage, and it can pass. So like it'll pass through people. It'll pass through. I think it passes through people, but it passes through barriers. And it'll automatically heal or hurt,
depending on if they're good or bad.
But the fact that like it passes through like shields and barriers is really cool. But yeah, so I was playing as her, and it was, like she can also like quickly like teleport. Like she like turns
like Tracer.
It's like a mesh between like Tracer and Reaper's ability. So, like she kind of like disappears into smoke and then reappears.
Okay, cool.
So you can just kind of like, you're like hurting someone and they're like, I'm gonna get you, and you just like kind of like go behind them and you're like, not today, son. And then the match I played right before I came over here, I won because like you have to get up to 20 points in a free for all or 20 kills, and I ended up being I had like a really big lead at first, and I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I guess I'm doing well. And it ended up it was 20-14 was the last, like from me to second place was 20-14, and I was like, I win.
A little bit of news. I don't know if you know this. There's a female Overwatch player that's supposedly fixed to be signed to one of the Overwatch
Yes,
leagues.
I saw that. I wish I could remember which team it was. I think it's... Who was it? But yeah, I saw that, and she's going to be the first female player.
I thought that was awesome.
And I'm like, that's awesome. It's also really sad that
there's only one.
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah,
and it's
that
like,
is sad, but
we're like half-ish way through the season, maybe, kind of, sort of. I don't know, remember the schedule.
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but she's
I'm going to look it up because it's going to bother me.
Huge and everything.
Yeah.
But since you were talking about Overwatch, so I wanted to bring that up. I've been playing...
Yeah, what you been playing?
Assassin's Creed Origins.
Are you almost to the end?
I am almost to the end.
Where are you?
Pretty much in the same place I was Saturday. I've killed the crocodile.
Near the end.
I am at the end.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of stuff you gotta go through. Like a lot. There's like more people you gotta kill.
I'm sure there's more people that I gotta kill, but I'm closer to the end than I've ever been.
No, that's a very fair point.
I took Friday off for a birthday present for myself, and I played about 6 hours, and it was glorious. It's the most I've played in a very long time. The most I've played the whole year, actually.
Yeah.
Because the years just began. But I started playing it. I really enjoyed it. Been playing some Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'm really liking the game. There's a ton of depth to it that I don't understand yet. But it is very, very fun, and I'm excited to get more and more into it. And I started a new game, and I haven't had a ton of time to play it. It's called Beholder. And it's an indie game by I think their company is Hot Lamp Games or something like that.
I'm not sure.
And I started playing it, and you are essentially in like a government run state or whatever, where like everything is like observed, and like it's kind of like fascism or whatever you want to say. And you're brought into a pretty much a apartment complex to run it and like survey and like watch people and like get information on them, and you can blackmail them, you can help them out, like you can like it's very, very cool.
It reminds me of I wish I could remember what console it's supposed to be on. It's some old, but anyway, it's a really old game. It's called like what is it called? It's something like Spy Master, something like that. It's a very old game.
Vaguely remember,
but it's a very similar premise where it's like you're a guy in an apartment, and then there's this dude, like billionaire guy who lives in a mansion like across from you or something, and you're spying on him because he's like running for president, and so you're trying to find dirt on him so you can stop him from running for president.
Oh, okay.
And like there's some serious stuff that happens in this game where I was like, this seems like way not in the time that this game came out. But like it's all like, aside from like very poor, very, very low res
graphics and everything.
Graphics and like pictures and stuff. It's all like live action film stuff.
Oh, okay. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's like all like the environment's totally green screen. Like it's very cheesy, but it was a really interesting game. But like there's some dark themes in it.
Yeah.
It was one of those like back in the day before it was like 18 plus, it was an 18 plus game, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called. And also I was like, I can't remember what team she signed up for. That's because they haven't announced what team she signed up for. She just said a foreign team, and her name is Geguri, or I'm not sure how you say it. It's Geguri. And apparently she's a Zarya main.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's like she has like aimbot like it's the quote from the article is she has aimbot like aim on Zarya, and I'm like, oh, that'll be cool. Zarya's a lot of fun. I've been getting more into her lately.
I have no idea about her. Or it, I don't know.
She's the big buff girl with pink hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
there you
Gotcha. But yeah, I'm really like the little bit I've played of Beholder. It's very interesting. It's got a lot of depth to it. You can blackmail your tenants to give you money, and the more money you get, you can like upgrade your apartments. Like you have to repair them to like get people in there. But the more information you get on people, like you report it back to the state, and like you get money from the state. So it's this kind of like gambit of like, do you play it as like you're state centric, where you're helping out the man essentially, or do you help out your tenants and like the little people, that sort of deal, with like kind of like walking that line and everything. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking to get more into it. I'm sure we'll do it on stream at some point in time in the next week or something. We might do it this week, me and Robbie. And I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus as well.
Oh, that is such a good game. How many Colossuses or Colossi have you done?
I've killed 3 Colossi so far.
You got a way to go.
I'm not. It's fine. I'm glad.
Yeah, no, like
I thought there was only like 6, and I think you said there was like 16.
There's 16,
which I'm excited. Like, and it's so interesting because the mechanics are way different than anything like in the modern day and age and everything. But it looks gorgeous. Like I'm playing the remastered version and everything on the PlayStation 4, and I am loving it. Like I'm very, very happy that I got the game. So that's what I've been playing.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So everybody, you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Get all of our awesome goodies early. You can get Nerd Caves and Dragons. We talked about that earlier in the show. You can get it for $1 a week early. You can be entered in for our raffle at $5. We're looking to do after-hour streams and all of that good stuff. So you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Check it out. See if you want to support us over there. It's made things like our set possible. So if you're interested in doing that, please do it. Just like our Patreon producer, Caleb Palmer, did. He went over there. He tossed us a few dollars. He made Robbie holler so much that we made him the Patreon producer of all of our shows.
Well, then.
Yeah. So you could be just
Thank you, good sir.
You could be just like Caleb Palmer. Be the Patreon producer. So there you got it, everybody. This is a little bit longer episode than we've done before. It's about an hour.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
About an hour. Somewhere around there. I think we started after 7:30, but whatever. We hope you enjoyed it. This has been the Nerd Cave Plus. The Nerd Cave Plus. That doesn't make any sense.
The Nerd Cave Plus.
This has been Nerd Cave Plus for February 13th, 2018.
Mm-hmm,
This has been Zach.
And Allie.
Have a blessed week.